actually carried out geophysical survey in so many states in the country.
Politically, in 1987, that was when we do what you now call the zero-party election.
The things you use to earn money are there. It's just for you to know how to think of developing them.
Representing the people is you being a trustee of dividend of democracy to the people. The people are the beneficiaries.
Being an executive director, I'll be able to help and use my experience.
The state now, the environment is quite friendly. The foundation has been laid for even foreign investors, other investors within the Nigerian economy to come in.
We always come to the spot to extract from some social, economic and political leaders their achievements, their works and their involvement to the development of Delta State and Nigeria at large. Welcome to the biggest personality television program, Delta Scope. My name is Isioma Adigwe. Delta Scope is a weekly magazine program that profiles the good works of some leaders who have contributed their own quota to the development of Delta State in their various leadership capacities. These leaders have made positive impacts in the lives of many in Delta State and Nigeria at large. Today, our media crew met with a very interesting personality. He is an accomplished humanitarian with over 20 years of experience and expertise in peace building and conflict resolution. This personality is also known for his unrelenting passion for knowledge. He also led and facilitated the establishment of the Niger Delta Dialogue Team, appointed to stop the vandalization and bombing of oil stallions, sea piracy and kidnapping. Let's meet High Chief Mike Ekayama Loibo.
You started primary school in
Yes,
Gongola State.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's a town called Anyi.
Okay,
Anyi is present-day Benue State.
okay,
That's where Susan, former governor of Benue, also come from. After my primary school, I did trading small. That's trading small. I was doing this petty trading.
How old were you then that you started training? I assume that from primary school, like 12 years old.
No, the trade is something that, all the job people then, it was the trading business that we're doing then. So I was living with my uncle. And my uncle was a great trader.
Okay.
A great trader. So I was learning trading with under my uncle.
Okay. Then you now went to Hosi College.
Yes, I came back to Warri, went to Hosi College. Then after Hosi College, I went to the university, yes, where I read political science and public administration. Thereafter, I did a master's in that institution. Went to do law again in Delta State University, Ole,
Yes.
to be precise. Did another master's in Abuja. Then went into a postgraduate, that's a PhD in Ekboma again.
A man of your status, having 2 master's degree, law degree, a PhD, what's the driving force?
I just love reading, I just love reading, I love education, I just wanted to also make my society to inspire them by saying that no matter what you are, you can still read, and that was the driving force.
All right. Cool. You are a disciple, or you refer to a disciple of Dr. Isaac Boro.
Yes.
After your encounter with the 12-day revolution.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, from the beginning, I came from a society that a society where people were oppressed. I hate oppression. And so from age 5, I started borrowing people's fight. And
what do you mean borrow people's fights?
borrowing people's fight is that if I see you now being oppressed, I will just take the fight from you and fight you. That's what I've been doing. Okay. So when I saw an inspiration in Adakaboro, and I feel that our place were underdeveloped. Right. And for what we are to the rest of the country, whatever that we are getting is like the crumbs. So I had to join other progressive-minded people, right, and started fighting this injustice. Okay. And I was very well involved in the struggle and tried to see how government at the center draw government attention to our suffering in the Niger Delta. And that's, it is the injustice and oppression from the beginning that I don't like that propelled me in the injustice and the oppression that I've been fighting over the years now. Okay.
When avid trade unionist, you at a point you were the president of Ijaw Students.
Yes, worldwide.
Yeah, yes. Ijaw Students worldwide.
Yes.
After that, you were a founding member of
the Ijaw Youth Council.
The Ijaw Youth Council.
And all the pressure group in the Niger Delta, I was founding father, okay, founding leader. Yes.
Okay. What's pushing this? What's the zeal behind?
Like I said, it's just to join other progressive,
okay, in
fighting injustice so that our place can be better. And so for me, the only way we can have a better society is to join forces, okay, with other progressive-minded people to fight for the injustice, the oppression. Our place is not developed. And that's what what gave back to all the agitations, the pressures from people like us and others. Okay. From there, we now have a presidential amnesty program. We have the NDDC, another small development that you are seeing around us now, okay, in the Niger Delta.
You have actually played some key roles in peace building.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
You want to elaborate that?
If you look at my history now, from all the militancy in the region,
yes, sir,
I can say that I played the leading role in the artificial peace that we're enjoying today. You know, I don't believe in armed struggle.
Did you say artificial peace?
Because we don't have permanent peace, because government has not been able to, from our agreement with government, they have not even meant 1% of what they agreed with us. Okay. Because so trouble can still, you know, so that's why I said artificial peace. Whatever the government has done today is artificial. Government at the center anyway, artificial. So that's why I said artificial peace. So I don't encourage armed struggle, you know, and that's what propelled me in going to the creeks, you know, talking to my brothers in the creek, for them to give government a chance to see whether they can change or develop our area. So I can say that from the beginning of the militancy and armed struggle, I've been playing one role or the other in quenching the fire, giving government atmosphere for them to see whether they can do something. Okay. And only Yaradua, late Yaradua, may he so rest in peace, was the only person who developed the will to say, okay, these people have been struggling, these people have been crying, they have been underdeveloped, they have been oppressed. Let me see what we can do in changing the narrative.
Okay, so that's what gave birth
back to the presidential amnesty program,
okay,
and of course even the NDDC, our struggle, okay, gave back to the NDDC.
Okay, sir. So you come from the South Side region, where we can say that that is the wealth generator of the nation. Okay, how, and when you go back there, what you see is quite different from,
that's right,
you know, the output.
That's right.
Now, as a leader, what do you think have been done to help alleviate the sufferings, bring development there?
I think government must develop the will. You know, when there's no will, you can't change the narrative of us, the oppressed South people. So we want a government that is prepared to confront this problem once and for all, and develop the Niger Delta and turn it to Dubai. It's possible. It's doable. But you know, we have a very corrupt system, you know, of both government and the people. whereby assuming a poor man gets into position, and the man, what he will be thinking is, let me have the houses that the prime minister and what so without them working very hard, they want to amass wealth overnight. You know, politics and other very dubious means of making money. So we were underdeveloped. Government, if I can share by way of percentage, government is responsible with our underdevelopment by 70%. Our people in the Niger Delta are also responsible by 30%, because even when they are given opportunity, they are not ready to even do what they are supposed to do.
What will you prefer as a solution to this?
I want to say that we need a government who has the will and to identify people who their background are sinless. But there are people that you can find, there are people that are doing well when you give them position. Right. So we need to look at those people with integrity. Like there was one time I wrote a memo to the president to say that NDDC, the appointment of NDDC should be merit-based. Even if it means we going to UK or other countries to bring the best, we will not be thinking of politics, because you know when you appoint people in NDDC, what they want to know is after 1 year they want to go and run for elected positions. So NDDC positions should be advertised, and the best be taken. Look at what they did in Anambra when the governor came in Soludo, and he said that he want to work with the best, and there were a technocrat and a strategic team he set up and interview the best. Anambra, anywhere you are, apply, so that we can. So we must at least de-emphasize the political consideration. And I know you. This I know you business must stop. Must stop. I know you must stop. Even if I don't know you, and if you can do the job, let me try you. Provided the job is will be done according to specification.
Okay. All right, sir. Some school of thought will say our problem, South-South problem, is being filtered by us. When you look back from the days of Dakoro,
yes,
from the days of Arit Adams,
yes,
from the days of Dan Eteb,
yes,
you know, these are our people, South people, who have been in power, who have been in charge of petroleum.
That's right.
And they didn't do anything about it.
Right.
Even recently, people say they've not done anything. So do you ascribe to that our people are our problem? Or
not completely.
Or our leaders are our problem?
Not completely. I have told you, like I said before, 30% of the problem is from us, Niger Delta people. Because there is nobody in NDDC who is a northerner, particularly the executive positions. So it's our people, yes. Now, another thing we must also look at is, are there been interference? Because, you know, somehow they will give you a position and they will be controlling you from the villa. And so if you don't have the will, like look at the BTM Banigo, you have to throw in the towel and to say, you can't make me minister. And Obasanjo, you are the one who is giving a contract. No, I won't do it. I don't have anything to tell my people. And he left. So it's quite unfortunate, particularly from the oil and gas sector. From all the names you mentioned here, none of them were able to impact on the environment. We need to look at leaders who are selfless. You know, somehow, the people they appoint, a lot of them are broke. When they get into a position, what they look at is, how much can I get first? And how do I now need to get myself? Because they feel that it's when you have money that you can control the environment. So it's just greed, you know. We need to at least look at leaders that are not greedy, leaders that are selfless, and leaders who have integrity. There are also leaders who you give all the type of bribe and have rejected bribe. These are the type of leaders we need in position.
Okay. Sir, let's look at the present predicament of this country.
Yes.
Kidnapping,
yes,
robbery,
yes,
ritual, all of that.
Yes.
As the Prime Minister as a traditional ruler,
Yes.
what can the traditional institution do to help the situation?
Now, it's quite too bad that till today, the traditional ruler does not have any constitutional role. And so I will advocate for a role included in the constitution that is being amended for traditional rulers, for them to effectively police. Because the traditional rulers are the closest to the citizens, in their local domain. So when you don't have a constitutional role, what do? But for me, from experience, I want to commend traditional rulers in the various kingdoms across the Niger Delta who have been up and doing, ensuring that because this peace process that we drive, most time we work with the traditional rulers in calling their subject to order, to say, well, there are also better ways in drawing government attention. It is only when you bring guns. It's not all the time you shoot bullets. So I want to say that they should include a role for traditional rulers in the constitution.
How can we integrate the youths? I mean, you are the Prime Minister, but
Yes.
you are a youthful Prime Minister.
Yes.
Okay. How can we integrate the youths to positive development of right now, of the region where you come from, of Delta State in particular?
Yeah.
How can we integrate the youth into the polity, into the decision making, into policy directions? How can we integrate the youths into that?
No, I think what we need to do is to take the Okoa example.
Yeah.
The Okoa example, Governor Okoa example, in engagement of youth. Behind the scene, there have been a lot of deliberate youth engagement with the governor personally coming to interface with the youth. There was an engagement not too long ago, and we need to see youth now as leaders of tomorrow. And again, as leaders, we don't need to be using them to commit electoral offense and other crimes. For us, what we are going to advise is for government to deliberately bring policies of engagement of the youth, because an idle mind is a devil workshop. It is when the youth are not well integrated in terms of policy, in terms of construction, in terms of, so if you now say youth, you are partners and you are part of me, if you say that, you are part of government, and from the beginning you involve them, because in everywhere there are youth leaders. So when you begin to engage the youth leaders, I'm sure that this kidnapping and militancy and robbery and crime will reduce. Because sometimes you can't dialogue with them, because some of them are involved in that kind of crime because of unemployment and hunger. Because look at this, some people now kidnap as a result of give me 2 baskets of curry and rice. And they change it of money, they say, well, change it for food. So I think responsibly, if a government who has the will to deliberately, even in appointment, create 25% as the women affirmation, you create 25%. And once they see young man like the governor of Kogi and the chairman of UFC and other people, when they see those people, if this person can be this governor, I can also be. Let me strive to. So we need to begin to encourage youths deliberately to be able to drop some of this crime, like kidnapping and other crime in the society.
Okay, so now the political cycle is getting to an end. Elections are going to come up, campaigns are going to come up, people are shooting up, presenting. Now, from what is going on now, sir, do you see any radical change in the norm, or you see it as same old, same old?
Well, I don't know. I am from Delta State.
Yes.
And from what we know and what is happening in Delta State, is going to be better, because we have a visionary governor in the person of Okoa, who has done very well. And I think in order to sustain his programs and activities, he has also opened the political space for everybody. And so from what is happening now, I don't think that it will be business as usual. It will be better than what we have seen so far, the incoming government.
What's your ideal Delta state?
My ideal Delta state is where we should see ourselves as one. And peace is priceless. From the peace we have enjoyed so far under Governor Kowa, need to be sustained. We should not treat anybody as a second-class citizen. My ideal Delta state is a Delta state for all. And let's be brothers, our brother's keeper. An injury to one is an injury to all. That's my ideal Delta state. Yes.
Okay, a philanthropist, you're a double high chief, a prime minister, you're a politician, you all wrote together. Are you a father and a husband?
Yes, of course, a very responsible father and a husband for that.
Tell us about your family.
Particularly my children and madam were very cordial. We have the best of relationship. They can't do without me. And I produce a lawyer as a son. And other ones are in school too, both small and whatever. My wife is a doctor, medical doctor, a consultant for that matter. And we have the best of relationships. So I am both the generous man, they know outside and inside. And everywhere. So we have a very cordial, I have a very cordial relationship with my family. And they give me all the support because there is no day pass without the family backing me up with prayer. And that's what keeps me going.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. My pleasure too. God bless you.
Wow, such an interesting and inspiring story out there. I must say his personality and passion to help has continued to affect positively the lives of many. What a great personality indeed. Proactive participation in your personality program is important you follow and subscribe to our different social media handles right on your screen. On behalf of the producer and the entire production crew, I say thank you for joining us once again on this personality program. My name is Isioma Adigwe. See you next week.